All right, folks. It is 9 o'clock, or it's 8:30 here in Vegas. This is the Livin in Vegas. This is the show, folks, for the Livin in Vegas podcast. Let's get this show started. Hey, and welcome everybody. This is Sherman Ray, and this is the Livin in Vegas podcast. I want to welcome everybody to the show today. This is the show where we come to you Monday through Friday. We talk about the people, the places, the trends, and the events that could really shape your life. Yes, well, no, it's not that serious, but it is because it's here in Vegas. So we talk about the the reasons why you're living here in Vegas. So we want to welcome you. It's Tuesday, and for many of you, who especially if you're in New Orleans, it's Fat Tuesday. So you're today is a Fat Tuesday, and you're wearing your garb and stuff like that. We're thinking about doing something like that here in Vegas. To tell you the truth, we're thinking about some things that we should have here in Vegas that I don't know, that are more annual events that really bring the community together. So, anyways, we'll talk a little bit more about that in just a bit. I want to welcome everybody to the show today. A lot of stuff going on, especially this weekend. We're going to highlight a little bit of that this weekend. We've got an special event that's going on today. It's kind of last minute, but we'll talk a little bit about that today too. But before we do any of that, let's tell you a little bit about Livin in Vegas magazine. Some of you might have never heard of it. Livin in Vegas magazine got some fantastic stuff in it. I'll tell you. I don't know. We've worked on a lot of projects before as a part of the company, but Livin in Vegas magazine is probably one of the most exciting things I've ever worked on, and it's because it does so much and it touches so many people, and because we're talking about the city that is probably the most vibrant city in America, bar none. The magazine is out. You can go to our website and check that out. It's at livininvegas.com. That's livininvegas.com. Or if you'd like it in your email inbox, just send me an email. You can actually send me an email to info@livininvegas.com. That's info@livininvegas.com, and we'll send it right to your inbox. As a matter of fact, we send out a daily email, not just weekly. We send it a daily because things change so much here in Vegas. So we send it a daily email talking about the people, the places, the things, the events, the trends that are really going on. And things are changing in this valley so much that we've got to do that. And I want to welcome everybody who's watching us on Facebook. And I tend to get going here, folks. Just get going so quick. And I forget to even thank the folks who are watching us on Facebook. You're watching us on Facebook. You might be watching us on Twitter or something like that, or YouTube. And we want to welcome you to the show. Say hi to you. Good to see you. Definitely, if you'd like to say hello, just put something down in the comments down here, and I can see it. I just hope that sometimes I just get going so quick that I forget to update it, but I'll try to do that. Or if you're on any number of our pages that are on there, definitely check that out. I really appreciate it. Matter of fact, on our Facebook group page, Paula Jackson just put something on there, and we got to talk about this really quick. So this evening, we're going to be over at the Large Vision business networking event, and that's going to be over in Queensridge, over at the Emerald Convention Room Center. I hate to say it that way, but it is just a fantastic event space, and we were invited to go over there. We're teaming up with the folks over with Paula and Sylvester Jackson, and we're teaming up with them to do some things in the future. This event starts at about 6 o'clock, and I wish I had the video. So right now, if you're on our Facebook page, you're on our group page, it's probably right above my head at this point because I think I see it. It's above my head right now, but we want to encourage you to check that out. There's free tickets to the event, and you can actually check out the event tonight. So we will be out there. So I'll actually be out there, and we'll be talking about the magazine, and we're going to be giving away. I won't even say it. We're giving away a pretty valuable gift this evening. So if you come out to the event over at the Emerald Event Center, and it's over off of Rampart, just south of Alta, between Alta and Charleston, excuse me, right across from Boca Park. Um, if you come out to that event tonight, starts about 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock. Come and visit our table. Okay, you got to come and visit our table and enter into our drawing for an incredible, valuable prize. Not going to tell you what it is, but it is pretty darn valuable, and you can actually be a part of it. So that's tonight. Okay, that's tonight, March 1st. It's March 1st now, and you can actually get that. And then, because things have not, we never let anything stop, folks. That's not our style. Thursday, we're having the happy hour. So the happy hour business networking mixer. It's over at the Neon Desert Brewery, 914 South Main Street. It's in downtown Las Vegas. So we're going to be having that. Starts about 5:30 over at the Neon Desert Brewery. Very excited about this. Many of you know that Nevada just started a brewery passport. And if you want to get your passport, okay, and I don't even know what it looks like. I'm getting mine because I love craft beer. Love it. As a matter of fact, I've brewed beer before. I'm a coffee roaster by trade, so I can roast coffee, and I know how to do coffee drinks and all that other good stuff. But coffee, beer, same thing, same. Matter of fact, I've had brewmasters in my coffee shop when I owned it to come in and learn how we do our stuff, so they can make dark beer, like porters and stuff like that, out of our coffee beans. So it's just, I love it. It's just, I love the whole thing. So once again, that is the happy hour is Thursday. Starts about 5:30. Let's put that back up there one more time. And it is going to be over the Neon Desert Brewery, 914 South Main Street in Las Vegas, Nevada. Cool. So there was a story that let's start with. We'll start with that. Okay. So there's a story. There's a guy by the name of Mark Davis, and he's the founder of Abundance International. Many of you know that there's a war going on in Ukraine right now. Well, Mark Davis, who founded Abundance International, is an orphanage. And what they do is they really just work to try to, with the kids in Ukraine. There are about 200 orphans in the middle of a war zone right now because Russia has invaded Ukraine. And so he was telling his story. He's been on the last couple of days. And this guy's from Vegas. So he's here in Vegas. And he's talking about how they have such a great need for the orphans that are down there in Ukraine, about 200 kids. So they have a GoFundMe page, raised more than $280,000 so far. Davis said he's called other orphanages across the country and plans to get them much needed supplies as well. And so it's really important. The guy's doing God's work, and he's doing some fantastic stuff out there. So we feel like we need to support guys like this, especially during this time where we've got, we're coming out of a pandemic, and we're thinking, boy, nothing else is going to go wrong, right? Everything else is going to start opening back up again. And then, bam, we got, the Russians acting like they're just a bunch of idiots out there, I'll tell you. And so as a result of that, folks, a lot of things are happening. As a matter of fact, as a reaction to the Russian aggression in Ukraine, people are pouring out their vodka. We heard about this over the weekend, and as a show of solidarity for Ukraine, we even at my household did the exact same thing. We don't buy vodka as it is. We're Jamaican, so we do rum, but uh, we purposefully went out and bought American-made vodka. If we could have found Ukrainian-made vodka, we would have done that. But local businesses are pouring out their Russian-made vodka, and in one case, I believe the name of the oh gosh, I just did the story yesterday. Evil. Oh gosh, what's Evil's last name? Well, anyways, it's a pizza place here in town. They poured out all of their vodka and started having Ukrainian shots of vodka. $5 they were giving all the money to. So who else joined them? If you saw this report yesterday, and it was really big, my wife was showing it to me. She said that over at Total Wine and More, they did the same thing. Total Wine and More emptied their shelves of any Russian-made anything. So you got any kind of Russian vodka, it's off the shelves in Total Wine and More. Lee's Discount Liquor Store, which is the largest family-owned liquor store in the state of Nevada, did the exact same thing. So there's a push for solidarity to force the Russian government to look at what they're doing and go, guys, this is just BS. You just can't keep doing this stuff. We've had a lot of people who've said the same thing. They go, hey Sherman, you guys are really brave that you're actually coming out and saying that you're not going to support anything that's in Russia, and we won't. There's just no way. I think we as a state, we as people who are a part of Nevada, understand atrocities. We understand that we should never be in bed with anything like this. We just won't stand for it. There's just no way. So congratulations to our friends over at Lee's Discount Liquor Store, and many of you know that Mr. Lee died they both, Mr. Lee and his son Kenny, died within like 6 months of each other. It's actually like 3 months of each other, and they just died recently, and now they are still there. We feel like companies like that, especially homegrown companies like that. I mean, I love Total Wine and More. They're great established business here. Lee's Discount, they are a homegrown Vegas team player business, and we feel like really that we want to support them in everything that we do, because they are going out and they're saying, look, we see the bad things that are going on in the world, and we want to do our part to actually help people out, and that's big. So let's go on. There's another story, and we don't want the whole show to be about Ukraine, because it's but because Las Vegas has so much gotten involved in this, we want to do this. The fabulous Las Vegas sign. The city of Las Vegas is going to join in with a sign of solidarity for the people of Ukraine by lighting up the fabulous, famous Las Vegas sign, the Las Vegas welcome sign, and they're going to light it up in the colors of the Ukrainian flag, and which is blue and yellow, and they're going to light that up this week, starting, I think it's from 8 to 10 p.m., and they'll be doing that all week long. So it's really, Carolyn Goodman says, we pray for everyone who finds themselves involved in war, and that's from our mayor, Carolyn Goodman, and so she's definitely standing behind our friends out there in Ukraine, and we just have to do that. We really do. Let's turn the corner a little bit, because I got a lot of stuff to talk about today, but I just got to make sure we get it all in today. But guess what? If you miss anything that we talk about today, we post a lot of our stuff on Facebook and our social media sites. But if you would like this, if you don't have time to go online, and you can actually get it on your phone, we will actually email you our updates on a daily basis. And so all you've got to do is send me your email, and just send the email to info at Oh, let's put it right there. Info at livininvegas.com. Just send me your email address. We'll put you on our mailing list. And it's info at livininvegas.com. And you will get daily updates. We're not spamming you. We don't spam folks. We really give you some stuff that you really need to know, especially this weekend, because we've got a big weekend coming up, and some of the stuff will be about the weekend updates, some of the stuff that's going on right now, and so we want to make sure that you get that. But if you just can't, you can't watch the podcast. A lot of people can't. But even the podcast, you can actually watch the podcast, the archived podcast, on our website at livininvegas.com. But send me an email, and we will actually get you we'll get you our daily updates, put you on our newsletter. Okay, that's really important. So what else is going on? Oh yes. Let's round the corner just a little bit here. Cryptocurrency is in the news, big time in the news, for a couple of reasons. But we've got a local firm here in town, and it is it's called Saltzman Mugen Duschhoff. They are a firm that represents Digital Trust. And Digital Trust is a company that helps people who want to use their digital currency to buy things. Now, this is cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is big. It came out a few years back, but right now it's really coming to the head. And so a lot of people still don't know how to use it. And I am one. I just, it's never been something that I've been interested in, but we've had people talk about it a lot, and especially now with NFTs or non-fungible tokens, cryptocurrency, all those things are really becoming the next currency that people are talking about. So, and some people need to help. They need help being navigated through this. So this company, and we'll leave a link to this company. This is very, very interesting. It's actually a fairly long article, but. This company said that there was somebody who wanted to buy a $40 million home here in Las Vegas. Okay? Yeah, here in Vegas. $40 million bucks. And they wanted to pay it all in Bitcoin. And the owner says, guess what? I want to take their Bitcoin, but I don't know how to do it. How do I take this Bitcoin? Okay? So and I just thought about this. This might be something we get involved in Living in Vegas, where we accept Bitcoin in lieu of cash, even though my wife loves cash. Our team loves cash. So might be something we get involved in because it's definitely going to be in vogue. So we'll leave a link to this story, folks. It's very interesting because sometimes people need help navigating. Our governor, Steve Sisolak, just recently, he and his wife were evidently in a restaurant recently and struck up a conversation with a young guy. And as they were getting ready to leave, the guy started on a tirade and began to say racist statements to the first lady, who is pictured here on the left, and talking about her Chinese background or heritage, and then he videotaped the whole thing, and it went viral. So this has gone viral. We have not seen it yet. Don't really care to. Many of you remember this happened to tons of people during the last 4 years of the Trump administration, where it was happening on a daily basis. It was just really terrible. Lindsey Graham and Ted Cruz and everything else. And but here in our state, folks, we do not stand for this stuff. It doesn't really matter what side of the political spectrum you are on. There's really no need for that. If you want to, and this was And I agree with this statement. This was a statement by the Nevada Republican, uh, the Nevada GOP, Michael McDonald. He said, "Look, basically, there's no place for that here in the state of Nevada. If you want to if you want to tell the governor that you've got aught with him, do it at the ballot box." And we agree with that. There's really no need for that. I think we've gone past that. That's what happened during the last 4 years, and there's really no need for that. I mean, there really isn't. We've seen such a divide in this country. Vegas, if you're living in Vegas, folks, guess what? We really do. We're entertainment. We're here to make people feel good, not to show how bad we can be with people. Hoover Dam, folks, is in the news. Hoover Dam. Many of you have, if you've not gone out to the dam recently, now is the time to go, because for the last 2 years, for nearly 2 years, it's been closed. And it reopened to the public on Monday. And the tours take you down about 100 feet down to the generators inside the dam. And that had stopped for 2 years. And now it's back open. So this is very, very cool. So some of you may have never gone out to the dam. And I've gone out there. Last time I was actually out there was probably a year ago, and we did a hiking tour out there, and didn't get. Of course, it was closed at the time, but we hiked out there with a group of friends of ours, and actually my sister-in-law and my brother-in-law and some other friends, wifey, and so it's such a fantastic thing. It really is. If you've lived in Vegas for any length of time, this is definitely the place you want to go. There's so many other things in Vegas that you can. That are just fantastic. We're going to talk a little bit more about those in the next couple of minutes here. But definitely Vegas is famous for the Hoover Dam, and you definitely want to get out there. So tours are out there right now. It's free, so you can just go down there. Just go out there and just hang out, wait for... I think they've limited the amount of people that can actually go down at any one period, But go out there. Check it out. It's very, very cool. So there was actually a rumor that's going around, folks. Yeah. No, it's not. It's not specifically about LeBron James, but then it is. Many of you know that we are that close to having a basketball team, a pro basketball team here in the city of Las Vegas. And a gentleman, Bill Simmons, who works for Sports Illustrated, put out an article that says there's rumblings that Las Vegas is not only going to get a team, an expansion team, Las Vegas and Seattle, but that one of the owners of that team might be, that's right, LeBron James. Isn't that crazy? So this is we were reporting on this, the baseball team that we're probably going to get, which will probably be the Athletics. Well, we'll probably get Oakland's team. But that we might get an expansion team, which will be partially owned by the LeBron James. Now, in full disclosure, I have known about this for some time. And the owner of the team, I've met him before. I interviewed him. We produced a show called Las Vegas Speaks, which we produced in 2020. And if this is the same team, and it should be, because he's been working on it for quite a while, we put out the first story on it. We will actually probably air that interview, because so far we've been the only outlet that has actually gotten the news, and we got this story a year ago. Oh, actually, it's been 2 years now, because we did it in January of 2020. So I will reach back out to this guy. So it's funny, because we get involved in so many things. I forgot all about that we had actually, I even know the name of the team. I'm just thinking about it. I even know the name of the team. And maybe we'll make an announcement here, because there's only a handful of us, unless you watch the show that we aired in 2020. There's not too many people who even know this. So we have the scoop on we actually have the scoop on Sports Illustrated. Very cool, don't you think? I think so. Mm. So, Las Vegas, Seattle, probably getting an expansion team, and might be partially owned by LeBron James. So, let's talk about things to do this week, folks. And we've been trying to get to this story for quite a while. I generally talk so much, folks, that I don't even get to even talk about some of these things. Pennzoil 400, folks. The Pennzoil 400 is coming to Las Vegas this weekend. It's going to be over at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. I believe it's going to be on Friday, about 6 o'clock. The Vegas Golden Knights are actually playing tonight. So the Vegas Golden Knights will actually be in town. I was just looking at all this stuff. As a matter of fact, even UNLV is actually playing the men's basketball team. Let's see. I'm sorry. Yeah, I think the men's are actually playing tomorrow. Let's double check here. I've got this big calendar in front of me, folks. We're playing against Wyoming. So we're playing in Wyoming tomorrow. So keep an eye on that. This is important because UNLV is just on a tear, folks. We're just doing some great things. So VGK will be playing and I wonder if UFC has probably got something going on this weekend too. It's going to be some big stuff. I should check that out. See if UFC. I'm going to look that up really quick here. Let's see what the UFC is doing this weekend. UFC 272, Jose Masvidal. And we're going to have to, I'm not going to take the time to look this up, but I pretty much knew that they were going to be fighting, and I think it's this weekend. I think UFC 272. And many of you know the UFC actually is based here in Las Vegas. So it's very, very cool. We're not going to have time. Okay, I'm going to give you one last one before we take off, okay? Gas prices. So we want to make sure that you know where the best gas prices are here in town. Because gas prices have been going up and up and up and up, and we live in one of those high areas because everything we do has to be shipped in because we live out in the middle of the desert, we thought we'd actually go to Gas Buddy and find out where some of the lowest prices are in Las Vegas. So, get out your pen and paper, folks, because this is important. So, the Chevron, we'll actually leave a link to this too. There's a Chevron, and let's see, can I find out the address of this one? All right, we will actually have to leave a link because it doesn't actually show the link. But this one is, so there's a Chevron here in town for $341. Sinclair over off of Pecos on South Pecos is at 6115 South Pecos. It's $353, which is pretty cool. Also, there's a couple of there's another Sinclair that's off of South Pecos at 6495 South Pecos. It's $355, and everybody else is about $359. So it's Sam's Club, which is always the Sam's Club on West Tropical is $359, and looks like those are the lowest ones right now in the valley. So we'll leave a link to this because I think this is important that, and we want to be able to give this to you, that you can actually find some cheap gas. So anyways, I want to remind you folks that tonight we're going to be over at the Emerald Convention Center and basically the convention space. And that's off of Rampart, just south of Alta. We'll be there at 6 o'clock to about 9 o'clock. It'll be very cool. And we're giving away, we're going to have a raffle for a really big prize. I mean, it's not a small prize. It's a pretty big prize. Well over $300 worth of value for it. So if you want that, come on out. I'll be there about 6 o'clock and come to our table and drop in your card, enter into the raffle, and you can actually check that out. Also, on Thursday, we're actually having the happy hour. So our happy hour is going to be over at the Neon Desert Brewery at 914 South Main Street. and you can actually check that out also. And that's Thursday at about 5:30 till whenever, because we're just going to stay there until we just can't stay up anymore. Okay, so we just want to encourage you to be there and just have a good time with us, folks. I think you'll enjoy all of the stuff that we're doing. So, anyways, we will be back again tomorrow. I'm going to take some pictures of the event tonight, and we'll show off some of the event stuff that we have tonight. Hopefully, we're going to have a large crowd out there tonight that is going to go out there and enjoy the Large Vision Business Networking Mixer. Okay. Anyways, we will see you again tomorrow, 8:30 in the morning for Livin in Vegas podcast. I'm Sherman Ray, folks. We'll talk to you again about the people, the places, the trends, and the events that keep you living in Vegas. We'll see you again tomorrow, 8:30. Bye-bye.